How do you view tonight's game against our local rivals, Gosport Borough, tonight in the Hampshire Senior Cup?
Yeah, looking forward to the game. Obviously, it's a competition we've done very well in last year, and just missing out in the final. So, and with it being a local derby, it's fantastic for the club, well, both clubs really, to be playing each other tonight. I think we've got a healthy, really a competition between the two of us, and I think it's great for the area that both teams are doing so well.
And the fact that Gosport obviously made Wembley, we didn't, is that something that's going to be spoken about, or was it just done and dusted?
No, I won't talk about that. Obviously, a different competition, and the players that have played in it, they're probably still hurting from it as well. So this year is an opportunity to go and try and put that right. But we've got to play these 3 times in the next month, so we've got plenty of opportunity for that.
And what do you make of the Jose Mourinho of non-league football, Alex Pike, as a manager?
I think you can't argue with how well he's done. He's come in and they've got to the trophy final, and they've ended up being right up there this season. So you've got to give him credit. And
the fact that Gosport are lying 3rd in the Panorama Conference Southerly, is that a bit of a shock to yourself?
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I think it would be a shock to everyone how well they've done this year. And they've exceeded all the expectations so far. And the key is trying to keep it going. That's the main thing. And but you've got to give them credit. As I said just now, they've done fantastic. And I think it's great for the area that ourselves and Gosport are in the top 6 and sort of having a real good go at this year.
And this is obviously a Hampshire Senior Cup game tonight. There's been talk about what team you're going to put out. I know the rules. I'm not going to ask you what the team is, but for the players that do play, possibly Harry Wedlake could play, Perry Ryan could feature, Danny Blanchett. 3 names. For the players that do play, Lee, it's a massive opportunity to impress you tonight, isn't it?
Of course, I think every time you go out, you should try to impress your manager, your fans, the football club, and you play for the badge and put 100% in. It's an opportunity for the lads that haven't played to go and do that tonight. And it's a competition that we want to do well in, and I think I showed how serious I took the competition last year by trying to win it. And no different this year. We put out a team that's competitive, but also gives some of the lads that haven't had too much of a chance a game.
And I'd love to finally, before we let you go, speak to the players. I'd love to get your thoughts on the trophy draw against our other rivals, Weymouth.
Yeah, no, it'll be a difficult game. Looking at, obviously they've had a fantastic start to the season, 15 games, and they've won 11, drawn 2, lost 2, and lost at home this year. So, they fancy themselves at home, and rightly so with that record. But we have to go down there with confidence, and they've got some good players, a lot of Conference South players that have dropped down to that level. And it should be a good game, and we'll hopefully go there and make good account of ourselves.
Well, best of luck in the Hampshire Senior Cup, Lee. We'll speak with you again, as always, after the game. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Lee. Thanks, Steve.
First of all, Havant Waterlooville, number 1 is Three is Harry Medway, 4 is Harry Wedlake, 5 is Harry Wedlake. Number 9 is Shamir Mulling, number 10 is Alec Connell, and number 11 is Alex Wapolski. The substitutes this evening for Havant Waterlooville, number 12 is...
Hawks event with Lee Bradbury. Lee, an early exit from the Ham Senior Cup. You must be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, I'm devastated with the result. I was pleased with how we played up to the first goal. I gave you know, a lot of the players an opportunity to play tonight to show me what they could do, and I learned a lot about some of them tonight, good and bad in some cases. But yeah, no, disappointed obviously. But we came and we played a different formation tonight, and I thought it worked reasonably well. We shot ourselves in the foot twice to give them obviously the ascendancy, and we struggled to get back in the game after the first goal.
What particularly disappointed you with Gosport's first goal through Justin Bennett?
Just a mix-up at the back, wasn't it, between Aaron Wedlake and Pedro Matero, and you know, we've been caught out. You know, both going for the same ball, and I think he's got caught in between the legs. He's come out the other side of it with the ball, and he went through and scored. And you know, and then the following one, the ball bounces in between Ryan Woodford and Charlie Sell, and they both get caught as the ball's bounced and held up, and he goes through and scores, Lee Wall. So, you know, two very avoidable goals.
And I've got to get out of the way. From me, there was a couple of refereeing decisions. Carter's tackle was from where I was just behind you, atrocious.
There's a red card in my eyes all day. He's won the ball with one and gone right over the top of the other one, and in my eyes, intent to go and hurt the player. I've suffered myself a bad injury from the same tackle.
And obviously you can hear the wind here. How much of a part did that play today?
Played a part, yeah. I think the first half we said against half time, you know, with the wind, we can go and hurt them and try and get some shots off. You know, I don't think we hurt them enough really in the second half to cause them too many problems. But not today. That's really, it was a game of sort of box to box, and around the sort of team really hurt each other up to the first goal.
I've got to ask you, why did the referee give the penalty for the handball? For me, it hit the Gosport player's arm, and that's a penalty. Why was it not given?
Yeah, exactly. You have to ask him. I thought he was going to give a penalty. His two hands raised, the side of his body as he shot. It's not a goal. Well, a shot on target at least. And I think he was going to get it.
What did you make of young Harry's performance at number 3 today? He did really, really well for you, and he was surprised that you brought off.
No, I thought he'd done really well. Yeah, no, I was pleased with his energy levels. He's got both feet. He can handle the ball. He's aggressive in the air. And, no, I was pleased with him. I did say that to him. I was just giving Blanche a chance to stretch his legs after the weekend. And no, I was pleased with Harry Medway.
And again, about the goal, when Zannon's luck
yeah, he had a couple of half chances where he scrambled and tried to get a shot off around the edge of the box, but yeah, he just found his hamstring a little bit, so he had to bring him off. So hopefully his luck will change soon. He deserves it. He's a good lad and a really good footballer that just really hasn't sort of had that bit of luck.
Obviously, as a striker yourself, you playing days, you would have had spells when you haven't got the goals. Is that something that you'll be passing from experience-wise as to how Alan's going to get over that?
Yeah, plenty of them. But yeah, no, it's being confident and continuing to want to get chances and being responsible enough to keep the team professional. And you know, his luck will change at some point. He'll get a deflection or something, a lucky goal, and that'll change his fortunes, I'm sure.
And we go again on Saturday against Eastbourne, another strong side, and a side that if we want playoff ambitions, they're a side we're going to have to beat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they'll be top 8 for me. Eastbourne, they're a good side. Tommy's got playing some good football and got some good players there, so we expect a tough game. I watched them a couple of weeks ago against Hayes and Yedding, so I know about them. We've had them scouted last week as well, so you know, we look forward to that and get back to business and try and get 3 points.
And Lee, just finally before we let you go, what's your views on the trophy draw against Weymouth?
Look forward to that draw. It'll be a tough game. We've played 15 games. I think they're about 6th in the league at the moment, and they haven't lost at home all season. So they've got a lot of confidence. South players that have been around it the last couple of seasons, and we'll go down there, expect a tough game, but one we look forward to.
Well, Lee, unlucky tonight. We'll speak to you on Saturday.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks.
So Hawks FM, Hawks FC online with Alex Pike. Alex, Gosport have won 2-0. You must be pretty happy to get the win over your local rivals.
Always nice to keep a clean sheet and to score a couple of goals. Yeah, and like I said before, a lot of people ask me, it'll have no bearing what happens over Christmas, but yeah, it is nice to win.
It must be a huge psychological blow for Gosport to beat Havant though, with those two huge games coming up over Christmas.
No, I don't think it will. I don't think it'll have any bearing whatsoever. That I had 5-6 players out tonight, and I'm sure Lee had the same. And like I said, I can only affect what happens in my change room and not in the other one. You can only beat what's put in front of you. But I thought today it was a solid performance, and I wouldn't say it, but I'm a Gosport manager. I thought it was winners in the end.
The key for me this year has been Nathan Ashmore and the back four for Gosport. Ashmore today was good, his handball was brilliant. What did you make of it?
I'm glad you said that, because obviously I'm his manager and probably his biggest fan, and tonight, like I say, especially in the second half with that win, people don't realise how immense that win was in the second half, and I thought his decision making and his handling from catches and set pieces was exemplary, and I think he deserved his clean sheet.
And I've got to ask you about a couple of refereeing decisions that could have gone either way. Let's ask you first of all about Mike Carter's tackle. What was your opinion on it?
I don't normally like to mention referees. They've got a difficult enough game, and that seems like it's a cop out. It's not, because then I can then point to in the first half he had a long word with Shamil Mullins, and then a minute later he commits another foul, and he has another long word with him. So I think he refed it in a sensible manner, because it was the Havant Senior Cup, and I'm sure had it been a league fixture on Boxing Day, then he would have refed it in a completely different manner. And I take my hat off to him for the way that he did ref it today in that sensible manner.
The other one, Havant might feel a little bit aggrieved from where I was, just outside the press box. It appears to have hit a Gosport player's hand in the box. The referee didn't give it. What was your opinion on that?
I was aggrieved when we hit the post in the first half, and when Lee Walt was clean through one-on-one with the goalkeeper and he missed it. I think that's a good thing about football. We look at the post-mortem afterwards, we've all got a different slant on things, and again, you kind of give what the referee wants to give, me personally, I've been very disappointed if that happened on your end. The lad's got his back turned to play, his hands are down by his waist, and the balls hit his hands. And I think it's a sensible decision.
It must be a nice distraction to be through to the next round of the Hampshire Senior Cup, though, from the league, obviously flying high. But you must be fairly happy that you're through to the next round.
Yeah, it is, because people, there's no pictures on scorecards. They don't know what teams I put out and what team Lee puts out, and then they look at the run that we're on at the moment. I think that's 1 in 19 that we've now lost. But had we lost today, people would be pointing out, that's 2. They don't realise that you've made a lot of changes, and maybe the Hampshire Senior Cup is not high on both clubs' priorities. But we can keep our run going, and I've got to look forward to the White Hawk game now, which will be a difficult game away from home, and hopefully we can keep that run going there.
And obviously White Hawk are there or thereabouts. It's going to be a clash of the Titans on Saturday between you and the Brighton-based side. Yeah,
we've had a few of them. We've had Boreham Wood recently. We've had Edgefleet. Bath City away is no mean feat. So yeah, they come thick and fast. And if you want to do anything in these leagues, those are the types of clubs that you've got to try and beat.
And what was your opinion on the FA Trophy draw for Gosport Borough against Basingstoke? That'll be a tough Hampshire derby.
Yeah, it will be, and I'm sure that both clubs were disappointed when you go into the competition. You have to pit your wits against clubs from other leagues. It's disappointing when you're playing a club from your own league, but I'm sure Jason Bristow will look at it and think it's a winnable tie, and Gosport will view it in the same manner. There's a couple of players that have gone between the two clubs. It'll be a spicy Hampshire derby, and we'll all look forward to it on the 13th of December.
Well, Alex, it's never a boring interview with yourself. Thank you once again for entertaining us with Gosport tonight. Best of luck for the rest of the season, and we'll see you on Boxing Day.
No, thank you, Lee. And as I said, you're a really professional, mate, and I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.